date is February 26, 2020. The time now is approximately 11:45 hours. This is in reference to Orange County case number 20-017904. I'm currently located at
4704
4704 Lucier Court, in Winter Park, Florida, 32792, at the Tealwood Park Apartments Complex in the front office. Also with me is, can you state your name, sir?
Abraham Moreno.
Okay, and your date of birth? So with me is my partner, Detective Scott Lowen with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Okay, Abram, prior to us going on recording, I was informed by Melissa, who's the property manager, that you knew Jorge Torres.
Correct.
And you were explaining that you knew him from Philadelphia when he was smaller.
Yes.
And then now you, I guess, had
Reconnected.
reconnected
When I started working here in October.
in October of last year?
Of last year.
Of 19. Okay. So you said that you last saw him, you said it was last Tuesday?
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday. Okay, thank you. So last Thursday was the 20th?
Correct.
Sound about right? Okay. Now, what can you tell me about George and Sarah's relationship?
They had an on and off rocky relationship, which was physical on occasions. I'm aware of the fact that George had a probation officer. He was in anger management. And again, they had their good times, their bad times. Sometimes he would instigate the situations. Majority of the times, Sarah Boone instigated the situations. And she ended up with bruises. But that's more of him, like, kind of pushing her off of himself.
Okay. And that's what he told you?
Yes.
Okay.
And she verified it as well.
Sarah verified with you?
Yes.
Okay. Did they both drink a lot?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
In excess.
What?
In excess. They didn't drink to drink. They drank to sunrise to sunset, all the time in between.
Okay. Did you ever see them physically fight?
No.
Okay. Have you ever seen them physically argue?
I've seen them argue,
Argue. Okay.
but no physical contact.
Right. Has George confided in you about Sarah? About anything she's, I know you said that they both, sometimes
He notified me, he had told me on a couple of occasions where she called the police on him and had him put out. A couple of times he ended up getting arrested over it. And that she was the reason why he was taking the anger management courses and stuff. Because a couple of weeks ago, he was still working at the hardware store on the corner until they closed.
Right.
And that's where me and him would have more of our conversations than anything else. I'm going there to get stuff. Now it's just me and him, one-on-one.
Right.
She's not there to create this situation.
Okay. And so, just correct me if I'm wrong, you said that sometimes he would instigate it and sometimes she would instigate it?
Yes.
Okay. And he admitted to that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know when, did he confide in you about like their last physical argument or fight?
The last physical fight that they had, she mentioned it to me, Melissa, and Mr. G when she got arrested. When we were all standing outside, and she's like, I want to speak to you. And G walked over to an officer and said, is it okay if she speaks to us? They said we would prefer not, but that is her choice.
Right.
We did not ask her any questions. She had told us that a couple of days ago they had got into a fight where he grabbed her by her hair and dragged her down the steps.
Okay.
And that would probably be a day or two before this situation happened.
Before the situation?
With the suitcase.
Okay, so when did you talk? When was that?
She was talking to us outside Monday afternoon.
Oh, Monday. Okay. I thought you
day.
said the last time she got arrested, and I'm like...
No, when she got arrested, well, When everybody was at her door.
When we were investigating.
When you were doing during your investigation, because you was typing in the car.
Okay.
She was talking to us outside. There was a young officer at the door.
Yeah.
Who heard the conversation.
Okay.
Because he was only but 20 feet away.
Okay. So she told you what again? One more time.
That they had gotten into a fight. He grabbed her by the hair and dragged her down the steps.
2 days prior?
Probably about 2 days prior to that situation.
So that would be Saturday.
Yeah, over the weekend, yes.
Over the weekend.
Whatever took place over the weekend, Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
Then she told us that they were playing hide and seek. He went in the suitcase. She zipped it up. And then she went upstairs and passed out.
Did he ever confide in you, like, what he did? Like, for fun? Besides, like, the drinking, like, is there other activities that he did? Did he ever tell you, like, oh, I'm trying to get into this?
They actually used to do a whole lot of arts and crafts inside of the townhome. And they did a lot of it with her son. There wasn't a perfect relationship, but they tried, I guess, in their own way.
Right. Okay. Is there anything else that he would tell you about him and Sarah's relationship that you think is important for us to know?
I think you actually know it all. They just had a very rocky physical relationship. On and off.
Okay. Did you ever see marks or bruises on him?
Yes.
Okay. Like what?
Scratches on the neck.
Scratches.
As I said, with her attacking him, he's kind of just
Trying to stop.
shove her back, but because she's such light skin, as soon as he touched her, instant bruises all across the arms and things of that nature.
Right. Okay. So I don't know if you've noticed or if it's been before, but the door, there's like a bunch of markings on the door. Have you ever noticed that or no?
On which door?
Their door.
Their front door, the very front metal door.
I haven't looked at it,
Okay.
but I know if I was to look at it, I could probably tell you what it was.
Okay. We're just curious if, like, since you had been working here, if you noticed it or saw it.
No,
compared
because
to...
they had keys. Now, they probably slamming doors back and forth and had an argument. I know of one instance where her ex-husband showed up, but that would probably be around November.
Has he ever talked to you about any damage inside the apartment that he needed help fixing that you couldn't do?
No.
Have you ever really been inside their apartment?
Yes, I have. I do the basic work orders, like change the verticals, patch up,
Have
touch
you
up.
seen any damage that looks like it was caused by either one of them?
How did I say? It just looks like normal wear and tear of a unit.
Well, I noticed on the first floor there's a half bath there.
Yes.
There's like two or three patches on that door. Do you know anything about those patches?
No, not the door. I did the patchwork in the ceiling, and that was due to a leaking air conditioner.
Yeah,
The door would have to have been super recent.
You locked her in one night. I did hear about that.
yeah. All right.
And you said has Sarah confided in you where George is not there? Or is it like...
The most she ever did was, we're fighting, we're arguing, he's always arguing with his ex-wife over the phone. I just tried not to get in the middle of that.
Did you know his ex-wife, or was that prior?
Oh, that's well after.
That's
Because I lived down the street from George,
for how long?
93 to 2005.
So he would have started at, you said 14,
Yeah, around
so
there.
he would have been into his mid-20s.
Yeah, but it was me and my wife. And
Yeah.
trust me, she works for DHS.
Okay.
She's a child service kid.
Yeah.
My son is a Philadelphia police officer. Different circles
Yeah.
altogether.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. How well did you know him up there?
Oh, not like I said, to me, he was just a teenager running around with the other kids. And I was like,
See him at the corner store and stuff like
yeah,
that?
stuff like
That's
that.
about
Well, literally on the block, because I lived here, my brother-in-law, across the street was my ex-wife's aunt, and then George.
it. Okay.
So it was, and then her mother lived across the street, so restaurants, so no matter where you go, everybody sees each other on the corners and
Absolutely.
stuff.
Now down here, was it just coincidence you got the job here, was walking through and ran into him and went,
Yep,
holy cow? Okay.
that's literally what happened. I was like, whoa, real small world.
Do you ever go out and hang out with them, have
Nope.
dinner, go drinking? The only time we've ever seen him is when you're at work, either here on this property or...
Or when I would go to the hardware store, that's it.
Okay. Did you ever stay after and hang out in the apartment with them?
Nope, I don't hang out with residents.
Good.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you promise and swear everything we've talked
I
about has
confirm.
been true and accurate to
I
the
will
best of
confirm, I do not swear.
You confirm that everything we've talked about has been true and accurate to the
Yes.
best of your knowledge? Okay. This ends the recording 11:57 hours.